Some days you just gotta start to do the thing and worry less about getting it right. And that is the topic of today. Newsletters. What day? Good morning, besties. Although this is gonna be one of the more evergreen videos that I reference back to. So I want to go through and say, like, evergreen is a thing, and you should be aiming for evergreen content with your newsletters, except for launches. And then let me go back and explain some of the major questions I have gotten before. So, first question: do I need a newsletter? And the answer to that is yes. If you're within 3 months of publishing your first book. I'm going to caveat that with like publishing on Amazon or Kobo or Google Books, and making sure that it works and putting the link in the back of your book. And this is for professional authors. If you're writing fan fiction, you don't really need it. If you want to switch from fan fiction to original content, then I guess you might want to do this eventually. But I would just say, like, hey, this is my platform as a fan fiction writer, and then point at something else. So this is for people who want to be professional writers, who want the long-term stability of actually building up a following, right? So I'm going to remind you what a platform is. Platform is an author's platform is the writer's collective presence on the internet. So like all the things they do, like YouTube, their blog, their website, their newsletter, their social media. Discord is a social media, right? Do you need to have a presence in all those things? No, but that's not what this is about. The platform is to entice new readers and to engage the ones that already exist and talk about your stuff, right? So what is that? You want to find one thing, right? So my recommendation is generally based off of David Garber's work. One social media that isn't Facebook, a newsletter, and a website. And the website could be super bare bones. I'm gonna say, like, let me just say up front, I recommend Beehive or Kit. I got off MailerLite to switch to Kit, and I didn't really like the UI on my phone for Kit, so I went to Beehive. And that's it, because I don't have a lot of time to sit around optimizing stuff on a desktop environment. I'm pretty sure you do too, because I'm a dad. Yeah, my daughter found my award from a swimming thing I did in freaking Djibouti. She's like, "Oh, you won it." I'm just like, I mean, it was MWR. Right, I'm a dad. There is a large community of lit RPG progression fantasy on Blue Sky. Yeah. So, doing a newsletter, if you're going to be a professional writing author, within 3 months before you publish your first book, which you should know when you're publishing your book. Do I need it if I have a publisher? Yes. Your publisher is going to want you to be able to grow. That's their goal. So, like, at the end of the day, like, if you are gonna grow, they would want you to grow, and then, like, if they didn't like you, if you didn't like them anymore, they would be like, oh, let us work on us, right? They're not gonna. There's something going on in the back that I'm learning about today about a publisher that I'm just like, not mine, but I don't have the tea yet. Okay, so let's go back to what do I do with my platform? What do I do with my newsletter, right? It sounds like it's time consuming, right? I had to set all these things up. No, you set it up once, and then you blog there, or you post once a month. I'd probably blog like every month or every 2 weeks, depending on what's going on. I release more content on Kickstarter, but mostly it's updates. So that's what you go. So updates for your fans, super fans, on your work. but you can't just write updates. You can't just be like, hey, this is for sale now. Then people unsubscribe unless they're like your biggest fans. You should also be like, hey, you're a fan of mine. You probably also would like this, right? So like, if they like my stuff, they'll like Runebound Professor by Actus, or they'll like Benjamin Coray's stuff, and I'll be like, hey, by the way, I just finished this book, and I think you'll like it, so you should check it out, because if you bought my entire catalog right now, it's probably going to be $8. No, $20, because you can find my stuff on Patreon, and the beta. So like, if you bought my entire catalog, it's like $20, right? And you want to buy everything that Weaver has, it's $20. That's all I got. It's like 6 books, 7 books. And so then you had to go through. If you want to read the whole thing, it's like 20 books. No, it's if you want to read my whole thing, it's like 12 books, and you would have to go to World Ornitholizing, right? So I'm not starting a newsletter just to point to one thing. I'm trying to start to point to a back catalog, right? And so like that's the kind of thing, like you want the system set up in place before everything comes through, so that they can just be like, okay, I like this author. They don't have anything else yet, but they will drop me a line when they have something else. Or they'll drop me a line, they'll talk about their brand. They'll talk about what they like. And if I like their specific brand, then I will be entertained. Like, you understand my brand is like, I'm a dad, right? And I'm like the dad who wants to eat pancakes with the kids the day after sleepover and plan a great thing, while like the moms are just like, what is this guy doing? He's crazy. My husband would never, right? And meanwhile, we're like making a fucking tree net in the woods that's kind of like a tree house, because the kids can actually do that, and then they're gonna fucking sleep in it, or like play in it. I just found out about tree webs, and I'm obsessed, in case you had no idea. Anyway, so what does evergreen content mean? So I'll tell you what it doesn't mean. Reacting to the latest political commentary of the day. We're not reacting to news, right? So this is evergreen because this is supposed to be the same advice I give you in a year from now, regardless of who the president is, right? Or the city mayor is. I'm going to date this by saying that this is the year. This is like a off election year. I'm not talking about news. I'm talking about like the systems, and I'm talking about it in a way where this is agnostic to any platform or any service. So the platform is agnostic to a service, but it does consist of services that you're using and the way they use them, right? All right, so it's kind of like a blog. A newsletter is kind of like a blog. But for my blog, I'll also put short stories in. I should put my short stories in there. I just wrote a bunch of good ones. So, went from white to this. If you don't know what your people would like to hear about, then you have to think about who your ideal avatar of a person is, right? A fan. And that goes back to knowing your audience. Maybe I should have put this on dark mode. Okay, so let's see. When I think about Erebus the Sphere, I think about Greek mythology, right? That's his brand, right? When I think about Emerus, I think about his luscious beard, and he writes like paladins, right? He writes like a dark hero in a grimdark setting sometimes. He's also like a dad, and I relate to him and Erebus. When you hear about Brandon Sanderson, you think about like a big old system and like storytelling vibes about like delivery, like how, and also how like next door like archive's not gonna be out till 2032. I mean, I don't know, I'm almost gonna be retired then. So, what is your brand, right? And then reflect that back into stuff. Oh, well, I don't know what to talk about. What do you just read? Are you not reading? Are you an author that doesn't read? Um, what what do you think your readers would like, right? So like this is where I go back into the two audiences, right? So I just so me, like as a business owner, I just picked up Alex Hormozzi's book about $100,000 or $100 million leads. So like I would recommend that to people that are like business minded. I haven't even got it yet, because like some people want to set like there's like a very small amount of people who want to go solo writer, but then also like want to have like a side business and want to be independent and remote. Like that is like professional authors that also want a side hustle that isn't authorship, just writing your authorship. And then there's like my fans, people who like Bodega Cat, which is out now, by the way. See, that is not evergreen. And there are my fans who are here for my reading, right? So, two audiences. So, which one I'm talking to, right? And it's like if I was going to do so my newsletter is for the fans of my fiction, right? You're probably a fan of my fiction if you're here. But then if I was going to do a series of nonfiction books, I would have a separate newsletter account for that, because I probably do a series of books. I have a book written. It's called How to Write Progression Fantasy. It is a craftish book, and I'm probably gonna have to write that and a marketing book, because these guys, they're like, hey, I want to do the thing. And the only reason why I haven't done this is because I would rather this be a course and hold people's hands, because people see the information and they don't act on it. And I'm kind of like, okay. In one end, right? I want people to, right? That's the problem with it. I want you to make. If I send you a newsletter, I want you to take some action, or I want to give you like a little nugget, right? And that's where I get to my last thing: reader magnets. So I wrote a book. It's called Tales of the Riverfolk. It is a reader magnet for a book that I have released. It is a novella. It is about otters in the same universe that my other one is. It's based off of the board game Root, except in Regency times, which kind of is what Root is. It was originally designed to become a reader magnet, but then I didn't end up publishing Red Mist, so now it's just there. And I would use that to say like, hey, sign up for my newsletter. Here is something you enjoy, because you don't want to tell them I have an Amazon gift card for you, because who wants an Amazon gift card? Everybody, right? But who wants a novella prequel about the druid who became the mentor to the main character in your favorite book? People that have read your book. So that is why you have a reader magnet, and you say, I'm gonna take your email. Here's an ethical trade. Here is a 20,000 word novella on this druid and a baking competition that they were part of prior to the story that you just read, right? So you say, I want this reader magnet for free. Okay, here's your email. I'll email you again when Red Mist Volume 1 or 2 is out, right? And that's kind of what email's for. It's like you want to get people to subscribe to your email list, so that if a platform goes down, like Amazon goes down, it'd be really weird. But Google Books, Kobo Books, like if they were go down, or if you get deplatformed, you could just be like, hey, I have direct talking to you. I'm going to use that, and we're going to talk business. I'm going to be like, well, you can't get my stuff on Amazon anymore. Oh well, but you can get it here, and then like you can sell straight from your website, because if you sell straight from your website, there's no cut for Amazon. I mean, they have to be a little tech savvy to change the EPUB and put it around, but like they could do that. Like you could subscribe to my Patreon, and you could just pay for the book on my Patreon until it gets onto Amazon, and then you could just upload it to your e-reader of choice, right? Which like I have 3 books on Amazon right now. Or sorry, 3 books on Patreon. You could just buy them for $1 cheaper than it's going to be on Amazon, because I make more money there. But if I sold it off of my website, I would make more money. So, not wide. I should be for Red Mist. that's done. Where's it going with this? Having a newsletter gives you options, so you can like directly talk to your audience, and you get that qualified traffic that you want. And let me tell you, let me end with this: there has to be qualified traffic, and every traffic. So every traffic is the most generic message possible to as many people as possible. Oh, buy our car; it's a sale at this place. Go to this restaurant. All right. Versus, hey, you're really interested in Redwall and Mistborn and Bridgerton, and I think you're gonna like this book, right? You're that person, and then they opt in. That means they're qualified. That means that they are more interested than everybody else, right? It's like a Venn diagram of everybody else, and then it's little guys that like my stuff, right? So that's my thing. I want qualified traffic. I want them driven to my website and my newsletter. And then when I've got something to release, I will send them that, because I planned like the next 18 books in my various series recently. So like I'm gonna have stuff to tell them. And I'm not gonna just tell them when I release a book. I'm probably gonna release a newsletter every month about my fiction or about like my progress, and I'm gonna include some stuff about me, some anecdotes about me as an author, and some stuff that my other author buddies are doing. Other comp authors, like Benjamin Correa releases a book, I'm gonna be like, hey, let me read this one, and let me tell you, you can do it like yesterday, or like I find something, like I'm reading through The Legend of William Moe, right? Which is like, you should read that, right? It's good. I think it's good as an author. I think it'll be good as a reader, and I don't know why they haven't published it yet, because they've like 160 chapters out, but that's my thing. So that's my ramble about newsletters. There should be evergreen content. I will be linking this frequently. Drop any questions you have below. Like and subscribe. Tell me what newsletter service you use, and tell me what you like about it. Don't tell me other services. Yeah. There's also some like specific laws about newsletters. So like you should have like a PO box, or you should lean on the service to have a PO box because of can't spam laws and GPDR. I'm not gonna get into that here, mostly because I'm not trained on that. I just know what they tell me to do. I have a PO box in Delaware that is virtual, that I direct my stuff to. So like, you want that, I will get an email. If you want to send me a paper mail, you send that to the PO box. The PO box, and opens it and then virtually send the note. There are rules about it. The thing is, just start. That's all I got. See you, besties.